My name is Descript Maldonado. This is my second informative speech. This is my audience. Taylor, Tyler, Risa, Guillermina, Maite, and Oscar. Soccer is the most popular sport in the world, and the World Cup is the most viewing sporting event also in the world. I'm going to be talking about soccer, which is obvious. We're going to be talking about learning how to dribble, pass the ball, score, and defend, as well as learning the positions in the sport, having a good agility and endurance. Having a high IQ is very important for the game as well. For my father, when I was younger, soccer was not for girls. He always said that I was going to get hurt, that I was never going to have kids, that was for men. So he always prohibited the word soccer in the house for me. But as we all do rebellious stuff, I decided that I was going to play soccer, and that's my major sport, which I go to college for. Soccer, like I say, is the most popular sport in the world, as FIFA says, in America, because more than 200,000 people always buy tickets to go watch the World Cup events, and everybody just wants to attend it because there's different countries trying to play against each other just to win this World Cup. To the point, which is learning how to dribble and learning how to pass. When you learn how to dribble the ball, you have to make sure you are always looking at the ball so you won't trip and fall. Just kidding. so you can learn. But after you learn how to dribble, you have to learn how to pass. You have to make sure you have another person to practice with you. It's you and another person. Just pass the ball to each other. Make sure you use the inside of your feet to pass the ball, because if you start using the point of your toes, you're gonna break your toe. So you wouldn't want that. When you're gonna shoot the ball, you have to look at the goal and just think about picking the side of the corner so you can make it. Because if you stare at the goalkeeper, she's gonna stop the ball and you won't be able to score. So making sure you look to each side of the goals is very important, so you won't pay attention to the goalkeeper. Whenever you are learning a new position, the coach is obviously asking you, what are you most comfortable in playing in? So she or he is going to ask you, have you ever played defense, have you ever played midfield, or have you ever been a forward or a goalkeeper? So whether you decide any position, there's always 4 players in the back, in front of the goalkeeper, and then there's another 4 players in the middle, and then you have 2 in the front, which are the forwards. And the 4 in the middle are the midfielders, and the 4 in the back are the defenders. Every position has their name, but we're not going to go in detail because we have a little bit of time. But after you learn the positions, you have to make sure you are able to have endurance to stay the whole 90 minutes in the game, so you can be able to have a high performance and for you to be able to bring something good to the team. Because if you're slow and you are like tired and you are like, can I sub, which means can you take me out so somebody else can come in, then nobody's ever going to know who you are, or nobody's going to know if you're good or bad. So you have to make sure you drink a lot of water, you eat a lot of vegetables, you always practice by yourself, because athletes become better when nobody's watching. I learned that from my coach. And so you have to make sure you practice on your own. You can be outside your house juggling the ball for 10 minutes and doing sprints side to side one thing that my coach always asks us to do is the JoJo test every Wednesday, which is like a beep test that you have to wait for a tone so you can run. If you don't make it in time to the other side, it beeps, you're out and you're stopped. So you have to make it to a certain level. Another thing you have to do while learning how to play soccer is to watch soccer films and make sure you are always asking questions to your coach. Ask your coach if you're doing a movement right, if you're kicking the ball right, or whenever you're in a position, if you don't know when to cover for somebody else, you have to tell them, you have to ask him, can I play another position, or just more information. So basically, you just have to do all these things so you can become better at playing soccer.